into your mat, you guys, make sure you have a foam roller, a set of weights, headrest if you need it, and a stretch strap if you're a little tight for hamstring work. Otherwise, let's just start in parallel sits or slightly wider and start a rocking back and forth. We just want to warm up that foot a little bit. So as it feels good, you can come a little higher up. As you go back, you can lift the toes a little bit more and just take an awareness into how's the foot feeling? Arthritis, bursitis, or not bursitis, bunions, all those kind of things. I don't think you can get bursitis in the foot. Rock it back and forth, and then let's focus on a little bit more into a releve. So lengthen and lower. So if I look down, what I don't want to do is sickle out on the side of my ankles. I want to come up nice and strong, big toe, second toe, third toe, more weight into those. And then pulse it up for me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower it down. And then heels together, toes apart, small Pilates V. Take a peek down and make sure that your feet are somewhat symmetrical on their turnout. Realize that you're looking at the foot, but it's coming from your hip, right? So feel the sensation in your hip as you do that when you turn out. Pulse it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. And then toes together, heels apart, make it subtle. And then go ahead and lift lower. So that internal rotation is something we generally don't do when we do calf raises very often. And if you really push into the big toe, second toe, it really works the peroneals or the balance muscles on the outside of the foot. Pulse it up, 5, 4, not the foot, up the leg, 2, and 1. Go back to neutral and just give me a little rocking back and forth. So let's start a roll down. Start at the top of your mat, heel it down, press that roller out. If you're feeling okay, straighten the arms, drop into your shoulders. I generally keep a slightly soft elbow when I'm doing any of my roll downs and rock it back and forth. So lift the balls of the feet as you lean back, hang out there for a second. How are those hammies? And then roll forward a little bit. Inhale, exhale as you go. Soften through your spine. Allow your shoulders to kind of drip down. And then as an exhale, you're going to bend the knees, slowly fold up. Push that roller away a little bit. Lift your heart. Let your booty kind of press forward. This is lazy, not a huge connection. A little rocking from left to right. I'm looking over the shoulder. I'm getting some lateral movement in my upper spine. Inhale, exhale. Bring it back to center. Let's go again. Bend the knees. Start to press that away. And then push it all the way and bend into one leg, bend into the other. As you do this one, heel toe wide or open. So now I'm quite wide and I've brought my chest up. So I've turned it into a lunge left and right. So I'm going like the width of my mat and I'm quite wide. Let's hold it to one side, whatever feels good. Place your hand on your quad, not on the knee, right on the quad, and dig into that a little bit. Have a good turnout on that leg that you're leaning towards. If it feels good, down to the elbow. Watch you not rounding to get there. You've got to get deeper into your hips. Still okay, the hand can go towards the floor and you're getting a little deeper. You will notice that the spine will have to round as you go deeper. See how that feels in your knee, hip, ankle. If you can go even lower, go ahead. My hip's telling me I'm not quite ready yet, but if you are, please do. And then go ahead and press that out. In the center here, just wiggle your butt from left to right. Stick it out and just wiggle it. Just kind of give it a little wiggle. And then come a little taller. Turn your opposite foot out a little deeper, which means knee hip as well. Press into that. Test the waters. Feeling okay? Down we go to the elbow. As you go down, you might widen out your legs even more. So maybe you can get that hand down there and press into that. See if you feel a sensation difference between left and right. Inhale, exhale. And then go ahead and press out of that. Heel toe in a little closer so you can step it right into parallel sits. From parallel sits, let's hinge, instead of rounding, hinge forward. And at the bottom, bend the knees, drop the tailbone, and curl as you come up. Beautiful. Inhale through the nose, pulling those abs up from your pubic bone to the ribs. Exhale through the mouth like a milkshake straw. 2 more. Inhale, reach. Lengthen it. Get longer in your levers as you go. And on this one, we're going to stay down for poodle wag. Lengthen it down. I always pull in on my first set of wiggles and wiggle your tailbone from left to right. The closer my feet are, the more wiggle I can get. And then I'm going to look to my hips as I pull them around the corner. If it feels okay, maybe I'll straighten those arms. Start that deeper breathing. And then come to the center, bend the knees, slowly coast all the way up. Pull that roller in tight. Push it away gently as you lengthen. On this one, draw up through the abs a bit more and think more thoracic extension. and cervical. Keeping this position, gently look to one direction. Don't let your shoulder go. And gently look to the other. So we're starting to ask those abs to turn on a little more. Bring it up to straight, and then go ahead and reach that. Janelle, if you're having a hard time with the recording of them, I can always send you the recording. If you're having a hard time with your computer, sneak it down here, you guys. So I'm wide, and I've got it off of my right foot. And I'm nice and low. Then I'm going to bring my hips up. I'm going to stir the pot. So in this one, try not to be hunched. I am in a squat, neutral spine, neutral pelvis position. And then stir the other way. Shift your shoulder into your back pocket. And then we're going to go for a deeper squat rotation. So I'm going to come across my leg like saw, but I'm going to squat down to get there. Pretend I'm grabbing something, stand fully tall, and pull my elbow up as I look towards the sky. So I'm going to drop down nice and deep, and then exhale and pull. Inhale, drop down. So I'm starting to invite that rotation now into my spine. I'm going to stay in the up. I'm going to reach that arm actively. Massive breath here. And I'm going to bring it all the way around, cross it over my leg, push that roller off to the side, lean into the hip that I'm stretching, and then maybe a little yes and no, or sorry, a little no on the neckline. And then bring it back to center, bend your knees, drift it all the way up. And let's get our side lateral. So feet in quite tight sits bones, roller in tight, and then as you stretch out more, it's going to move out. Hand to the headline, lateral flexion. Inhale, exhale as you go. As this feels good, I'm going to look to that roller. That deactivates my neck. You don't have to do that. I find it comfortable. And then I'm going to reach that arm actively. I'm going to slow this down. And as I reach, I'm going to lean my hips in opposition. Maybe I'll stay there for a brief moment, getting that stretch, and then pull back in. So tempo is yours. Just play with it. See what feels good. And then I'm going to move that roller farther out, reach both arms actively, and pretend someone's pulling my hips in the opposite direction. Now I'm between two planes of glass. If my lower back is not happy with that, I'm going to tilt slightly forward. In fact, let's do that. Let's tilt slightly forward with a little bend knee, and then stand tall, pretend someone's pulling your arm, and stretch it out and away. Open up your fingers, pull your palm back, and look that direction. And then go ahead, little tilt forward. And then stretch that out in opposition, really lift that heart and let that arm drop down. Give a few little wiggles, just kind of roll that out, give it a little shake. Let's go to the other side, nice and wide. It's off my left foot this time, hinge forward. Nice little stir of the pot. This is not mechanical at all. I'm letting everything go. Just let it be. Support your forward flexion with the roller and with bent knees, right? Spin the other direction. Much harder on the back if I jam my knees straight and I hunch. Now let's go to that saw with a squat. So a little bob, get down here as deep as you can, maybe pulse into those knees a bit, and then pull it up, look to the sky, pull that elbow back nice and strong. Let's go down, and then big exhale as we pull. Let's do two more, and pull. Bend those knees to get down there, you guys. Your tailbone will tuck. It'll become a passive squat. Hold here in the up, reach that arm actively. If the neckline's okay, look to that hand. Big breath. Then bring it all the way across. Reach wherever you feel comfortable. Lean into that leg. And again, if the neckline's okay, look floor to sky. One more breath there. Bring it back to center. Bend, slowly fold all the way up. And let's start with that lateral. So feet are in nice and tight. And I'm starting with my elbow bent, and I'm just doing that nice, strong little lateral. I'm going to glance down to my roller so my neck is relaxed. If I'm ready, I'm going to add that reach, and if not, don't. Once I get going with that, I can move that roller out a little bit and start leaning the hips. So when I start leaning more body parts, I slow it down a little so I can hang out there for a moment and really feel that nice stretch. Go one more time and let's stay there. Soften your shoulders, massive breath into the rib cage. And then we're going to come out and we're going to do that little forward and backwards, right? So I'm going to go forward and tuck a little bit and then stand nice and tall, open up the hand and lift the heart. And let's go again, a little tuck as you come forward and then lift the heart, a stretch and an open. One more time. The bigger the inhales you get when you're holding a stretch position, the more stretch will come into the joints. Really use that inhale to lengthen yourself. Come on out of there, give a few little wiggles, and let's pull that roller up. Now, if the knees or the hips or the back is bugging you, use the roller as a prop. Otherwise, we're using it to kind of add some weight to our body. Find yourself in slightly laterally rotated, and we're just going to squat. My hands are just on the roller for now. Neutral spine, neutral pelvis. I'm sticking my booty back still. Stick the butt out. Yeah. Stick it out. Now go ahead and grab the edges of the roller. And let's go ahead and reach it a little bit. If it feels good, reach it farther. Still feels good, it's reaching equal to where my ears are. Send your booty back. There is no rounding of the spine on this one. So as you go down, if you notice you're tucking, push that booty out and get the weight back slightly. Go 2 more. Now hold down here in that squat. The depth is up to you. Bring the roller down and up. Inhale, exhale. Let's go 3 and 2 and 1. Come all the way down. Place the roller down. Hands on the roller. Stretch the legs up and dangle. Invert yourself. Let your head dangle at the top. So look through your legs. Maybe a little sway happening here. Couple inhales, exhales. Take your ball of foot, lift it up, spin your knees, hips, ankles out into lateral, and sink forward again. Notice how that changes the stretch. Very gently do a poodle wag. If you need to come up in your chest, if you're getting lightheaded at all, lift up or pull the roller up, right? And hold it and come higher. Little wiggle left and right. Decrease the turn out, pick up the roller, bring it all the way up. Beautiful. So we're going to place the roller behind the head. Here's the issue. If my shoulders are tight, my head is going to go way too far forward. If I find myself doing that and I feel stressed in the neck, I just want you to hold the roller not on your neck, but just slightly in front of your chest here instead of back here. If you're okay, you're going to take those hands and just place them up. And your chest is open. We are sits bones and we're going to rotate here. So I'm going to rotate the hand that is towards the front of your body. See if you can put a bit of pressure into it. Look to your backhand. Get a bit more rotation without your pelvis going. And then bring it all the way back. Let's do two more to that side. Let's rotate it. Look to the backhand. A little bit of pressure into the front hand. Exhale, bring it back. And give me one more. So we're adding that rotation a little deeper. Push it. Bring it all the way back. Give a few little wiggles, and let's do the other side. Standing nice and tall, rotate. So this side, way less rotation for me. I'm going to push a little bit, see if I can invite some more. Bring it back. Again, rotate. Take a peek, push a little bit more, and bring it back. And last one, you guys, really try to keep your ASIs to the front of the room. Bring it all the way back. Bring that nastiness all the way out. Roll those shoulders. Ooh. Go ahead and place that roller to the front. Mine's completely bent. That's lovely. Grab one weight if you're wanting to add a little bit of resistance to the legs today, you guys. So from here, the roller is going to be on the same foot that steps forward. So I'm going to step forward with my right. My left is back. And I'm in a long lunge. And I'm going to use that roller just to give me some assistance. If I want to make it easier, I keep it in tight and I don't move it. Harder, move it away and push it in and out so that it's not stable. As you do that, I'm going to do a forward lateral raise. Sorry, a forward raise. So I'm just coming forward with my hand and pulling it back. That makes life a little harder. Let's go 2 more. Press. Now stay here with that forward lift of the arm. Stay in your lunge. Bring the arm down and reach it up. So nice and slow. Bring the arm down to your side. Bring it up straight. If straight is difficult, find a 90-degree angle at your elbow, but maintain it. So it's not a bicep curl, but it shortens the lever, making it a little easier on your shoulder. Your other shoulder's down and away, right? One more time. Keep the arm reaching down to your side. Bring that back leg in, find a balance point. If you're a little tight, you're going to stay taller. If you're okay, teeter-totter and pull and lower. So same arm, same leg moving, which actually is quite difficult. It's harder for balance. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up and pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2. From there, come all the way to tall stand. Watch you don't hike your hip, and reach up with the leg and the arm. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kick it all the way back, but not as far as you usually go. Curl the toe, tap your sternum bone, straight up and down, back leg bent lunge. Pull down from the sky. Get as deep as you can. If your knee's going way over your toe, inch your foot forward. Not that it's wrong, but I want you to have your weight more center over the back leg. Stay in the down for me as deep as you can. And let's rotate to the back leg. Bow and arrow. Deepen if you're able to. 3 more. Cut the room in half with your vision. Chin parallel to the floor. Last one. Keep it in the forward. Lower the knee. Uncurl the toe. Put that weight to the side of the hand that you're going to grab it with next. So I put it on the opposite side, taking my roller underneath, and I'm moving this foot forward. I'm going to push in and out of my hip flexor stretch. Now, if you don't need your hands on the roller, you can put your hands on the floor and just move your roller completely. Yeah. Push into it, press out of it. Once that hip flexor feels like it's responding nicely, stay forward. Walk your hands up to your quad, lift your heart. Still working for you. Take the opposite hand as to the leg that's back there, and go ahead and add a bind if you want. And then reach up the opposite arm. Not comfortable, don't add it. Nice strong inhale, exhale. Slowly come out of that. Let's gecko. Take that front leg, move it off to the side and laterally rotate it. Again, for me, this is a tighter position in my hips. Maybe my elbows or my hands are on my roller. Maybe my elbows can get down to my roller. Maybe my elbows can get to the floor. I need you to go where your body tells you can go. I love a left-right movement here. And then if you're feeling okay, that elbow can push into the knee, the sole of your foot can shine up, and you can rotate into that little gecko for me. Nice strong breath in and out here. And then come out of that gecko, bring that foot more parallel, pull the roller back if you're using it, go into forward flexion, and stretch out the calf and the hamstring. So here I'm pointing and dorsiflexing and plantar flexing, point and flex that foot. If you can go deeper, go right ahead down to your elbows. And then both hands on the roller to the inside of the leg. Sweep this leg wide and around. And then bring it wide and around back. So we're doing a little sweep. We're going to sweep it to the back, sweep it to the front. One more time, sweep it to the back, sweep it to the front. Now keep it to the back. Hands nice and strong on your roller. If this bothers your wrist, put them on the floor. Push away with some power, squeeze that glute, lift, lower that back leg. Squeeze the booty. 5, 4, watch you're not sinking. 3, 2, 1, hold it there. Little pulses up. 5, 4, it's small. 3, 2, 1, pull that knee in. Pull the roller right to your quads. Bring your elbows forward of it. And then lie long on the quads. So we're just going to do a little roller into the quads before we switch legs. So I'm in parallel sits bones. I'm going from my pubic bone to the top of my knee, no farther than that. Anchor your toes, laterally rotate out, knees, hips, ankles quite deep. And now go in and out. You're going to get that inner thigh a little bit. Here I've allowed my back to go into a bit of a sway. I'm protecting that sway with my elbows right underneath. So go right ahead and allow that. The movement's happening more through my shoulders and my elbow joint. And then press it all the way back to about the pubic bone. Put your feet down and then internally rotate. So you have to lift up so you can get your legs in really close together. Put your toes together and now roll back and forth. So this really won't get your inner thigh. It's not internally rotated enough, but it does get that quad. If you roll all the way to almost the knees, you're going to get right into that front part of that quad. Go one more time for me. Walk your hands back as you roll all the way back. Get your hands in place. Press and push off. Curl the toes. Let's find our first little elephant or down dog. Press it up. Prance with those feet a little bit. Push those heels down. Shoulders away from the ears, and really stretch out the toes as you paw them off the floor. And then when you're ready, drop those heels and deepen into your shoulders. Not happening, lift the heels, bend the knees. Deepen into that. Again, whatever wiggling you want to do is up to you. Feel whatever feels a little tight, wiggle the neckline, anything goes. Walk your hands to your feet. In 4, the roller's right there. Touch it so it goes in closer. 3, all the way in, you're going to grab your roller, bend your knees, slowly coast up, and your weight is indicating which hand that weight is going to go into. So roller in the same hand as foot that is forward, and my other leg is stepping back. I'm going to grab that weight. I'm going to take the time to set myself up, and without moving my roller yet, I'm just going to feel, first of all, how are the hips and the knees on this side? If it's a happy place, I'm going to lean forward. So as I lean forward, more weight goes into the front of the leg. It makes it harder. Still feeling good. I'm starting to rock that roller back and forth. Still okay. It's a straight arm press. So for me, I'm kind of getting a response in the hip, which means maybe not as deep on this side. So listen to your body, right? Left and right, like I've said many times, are just not made equal. And we just want to be mindful. Challenge, but mindful. Let's go 3 more. Try not to clench your toes. 2 more. Stay in the forward. Lower that down. Stay here and just pull. Oh no, we're still reaching forward. Still reaching forward, but leaning forward into that front foot. The hand holding the roller, your shoulders down and away, right? Let's go 3. Exhale 2. And last one, leave that hand dangling. Tippy toe that foot in. And then decide your tilt. Pull and press. So my roller closer in is going to give me more support. My roller farther away is going to give me less support. Both are fine. Back leg is long and straight. Hold and pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to bring it all the way to the front and lift to the sky. Watch the hip hike. 5, nice and strong for me. 4, zip of those abs. 3, it's a little bit of standing work today. 2, pulse it up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Reach that leg, but not as far as it can go. Find those toes connected, and down you go. Come down from the sky with that pulling arm. If your knee can flirt gently with the floor, don't bang it, but flirt gently and you can get back up, go to that depth. Let's go 3. So if I took a fall and I was trying to stand up, I would need this depth to push myself up. Go ahead and stay down where you can and press that arm to the sky. 3, 2, and then we're going to do that bow and arrow. Take the arm forward and rotate towards your back leg. 4, hold as deep as you can, guys. 3, last 2, and 1. Slowly let the knee go down. Just place that weight anywhere it's out of your way. Slide the roller in between the legs. We will use it partway through, right? So go ahead and hold the roller or hands on the floor and just push into the hip a little bit. So if my knee's going way over my toe, I'm okay with that, but it doesn't help me find the back stretch. So I'm going to inchworm my foot farther forward so that you can get deeper into your hip. Hold when you're ready. If that's tight, we're staying here. If you're okay, the hands on your quads lifting up. Still okay, same arm as leg. That's back, reaches. Still okay. You can bind that other hand, find your foot, and then slowly bring yourself up. So I've done a cross stretch this time, where my opposite hand is grabbing my opposite foot in the back. Lift the heart. There it is, Lisa, you got it. It's an awkward one. Yeah, and then slowly come out of it. Push your hips back and go into the lateral rotation. So again, decide, where is this hip going? For me, my hands are staying straight on this side. Huge difference, right? Don't fight yourself. Just listen to what your body will do. If you, as you're getting into the gecko type stretch, can go a little deeper, go ahead. Maybe wave it from left to right. Inhale, exhale. And if you're okay, you can place that hand and go into the full rotation on this hip. Again, cycle the breath, relax out of your neckline. Then bring yourself slowly out of that. Parallel, and if you're in the stretch and you want to hold longer, just do so, you guys. Parallel your hip and go into your hamstring stretch. I'm going to point and flex that front foot. My hands are on the roller. Maybe I'm able to get my hands down to the floor. Maybe I can deepen into the hamstring stretch. Find your inhale, exhale. Now we're going to do that little circling of the foot. If your hands can stay in 4-point on the ground, you can. If you need to come higher, you can. This leg in the front can bend, but I'm going to sweep it around and then squeeze and hold, and then sweep it around and hold. So I might need to move that hand. So on this hip, I'm needing to move that hand. I'm going to sweep it around and hold, sweep it around and hold. One more time. Sweep and stay in the hold. Hands right underneath your shoulders, square up your hips to the floor, lift, lower that back leg, squeeze that booty. Try to keep neutral spine, neutral pelvis. So I'm not flicking up so fast that I'm arching. I'm maintaining neutral. Go 3, squeeze that butt and that hamstring. 2, pulse it up. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that leg. Wiggle yourself and just walk your roller back with you to the end of your mat. You need some space to work with here. If your weights are in the way that your roller is going to hit them, move them off to the side. Trap that on the quads, come down to your elbows, and then walk your knees over the roller so your shins are on the roller now. Yeah. Go ahead and walk your elbows what feels too far forward. Scoop the abdominals slightly into supported spine, in supported pelvis, and then come forward on your elbow joint, straighten out your legs. Full plank. The higher the roller is on towards my knees, but not on them, the easier this will be. I'm going to start a very modest little rocking back and forth. So the only thing moving is shoulders and elbows. If I'm okay, I'm going to go right back and dip and come all the way forward and dip. You're going to do any range within that where you don't feel pressure going into your lower back. Yes, you got to keep the rib hip. The forward doesn't end up being too bad because your core is out over top of your elbows. But when you go back, your core is all by itself. So that gets harder. So really pull those abs in strong as you go to the nose to the floor behind the elbows. And now just hold it here. Pull those knees in. Let the roller go out just a little bit and push yourself into child's pose. Or if your back would prefer, go into a little bit of a beach pose using your roller. So I'm opening my torso versus going forward. You can go anywhere you want here. Recovery is yours. Inhale, exhale as you go. And we're going to take that into a side plank. So again, you don't have to use the roller. You can do a plank from the knees. You can do it from the floor on your toes or the roller. Both all are workable. I'm going to start it at the roller and then I'll give you the options. So I'm still going to go down to my elbows, reach one leg, reach the other. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to the hand. I'm coming up to the hand closest to you. You can choose your hand. And then I'm going to rotate my hips. As I rotate my hips, that hand is going to extend to the sky. And then I'm going to bring that hand down and rotate my hips down. So my hand on the elbow that's staying on the ground is not parallel. It is rotated in slightly. I'm rotated in. It makes it easier to find the rotation in the shoulder. And then we're going to rotate the hips and then look up to the sky. Bring that down and rotate the hips to the floor. If you're feeling adventurous, go ahead and grab that weight. Rotate. Keep the hips up as if my hand was underneath your waistline. Big breath here. Bring the hand down strong and rotate to the center. 2 more. Rotate to the front of the room. Reach it up. Bring it down and bring it through. Last time, rotate. Bring it up. Stay here. This is difficult. The knees can flirt down to here. And we're going to lift and lower the rib cage. If I'm okay, my legs stay up. This gives me a deeper lateral flexion. So try and get that hip right down. It's a stretch as well as a work. Go 3 more. And 2. And 1. Hand comes back down. Let your belly go. Let your arms go out. Put your forehead into your hands. Wiggle that booty. If you want, you can change directions when you go to do this next one so you can see forward. Otherwise, just turn your back and listen to the cues. I'm changing just so I can see you guys a little bit better. And then go ahead and get your elbows underneath you, pike your hips back, and get your shins on that roller. I can stay on my knees and not involve the roller at all, right? My hand that stays on the ground is slightly turned in. My other hand goes into like a push-up position, and then out I go. Rotate your hips, hand comes off, look to the sky. Get parallel or right between two planes of glass. Rotate down, stay strong. Supported pelvis, rotate on the shoulder, bring it up. This is super hard work on the shoulder too, stabilizing, right guys? So when you need a break, take it. Watch that your body weight isn't going over your hand. It's staying in line with your shoulder. And bring it back. 2 more. Rotate and reach. Maybe look to the sky if you can. Changing vision causes more balance stuff. And we want that challenge, right? Now go ahead and keep it facing me. If you need the knees down, go ahead and lift lower from the rib cage. If you're okay, legs are straight, and up and down we go. Try and really lift that rib cage. Go for 5. Breathe it out. 4. Exhale up. 3, 2, whoo, and 1. Rotate back to center. Lower that down. Just leave your ankles on. Forehead in towards your hands. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Inhale, exhale for that recovery. Lovely. When you're ready, peel it up carefully. And then you're just going to bring it so your legs are reaching out. You're mainly on your mat, but the roller is behind you. Perfect. Sit nice and tall on your sits bones. My fingers are going to reach in line with the roller away from my bum. I'm sitting tall. I'm going to fingertip the roller. So if you can see, I kind of inchworm my hands. I go like this and I inchworm my hand. So I'm knuckles in and then I inchworm it back a bit. As I inchworm, I'm going to scoop. I'm going to get a shoulder stretch here. I'm going to inchworm, go a little farther. Where you stop, your stretch, you decide. Inchworm and deepen. Round your spine. Inchworm and deepen. Woo! My arms are going wider on the roller. I'm almost at the very ends of each of parts of the roller. Inchworm and deepen. Really big breath here, you guys. And then without, the roller's going to come with you, but don't worry if you let go of it. Round your spine and then go ahead and roll forward. Give a little wiggle here. So we're sort of doing a roll up, but we're involving much more stretch through the shoulder girdle. Inhale, exhale, and then stack to tall again. And notice you have a lot of cocoa hair on your chest. So go ahead and find that roller. Inchworm it back, sit nice and tall, scoop, inchworm a bit farther, scoop. My hands are going naturally wider on the roller, and scoop. So we're going down in 4 or 5 stepping stones. Scoop a little deeper. See how deep you can get into that shoulder. Beautiful. Your feet or your eyes are looking at your feet. Your feet are looking at your eyes. Take a big inhale here, you guys. Come up a little bit, and then when you're able to, let go of the roller and fold forward. Give some wiggles here. Inhale, exhale. So I am wiggling to the point where I'm lifting my ass cheek off and my upper arm is a stabilizer on the floor. So if I can't get my upper arm down, I'm going to put my fingers down, right? So if I'm a bit tighter in the hammies, I'm up here, but I'm still getting this rocking action. And then stack that spine to tall. Pull your roller right in and scooch forward on your mat a bit. Come towards the front of your mat. And then find that roller right where, if you had a bra strap, it would be, or right underneath the inferior angle of your shoulder blades. Hair, hoodies, out of the way, pull them up. Keep the knees bent and just find that opener. Big breath. And exhale in. So we're doing a little arch and curl, but I'm not really focusing on the curl right now. I'm focusing on my head being super heavy in my hands and the extension of that thoracic. Now, if I'm okay, I'm going to stay back here. If I can let go and just have my head on the ground, I will. If that is very stressful on the neck, you need a pillow. You need a pillow or something so you can let go of your arms and just get a little circle going here. Again, stressful on the neck. I need it supported. One more last little snow angel or port de bras arms. Slide your hands underneath your headline, tuck your elbows in, roll it up. So stay connected in the up, legs and sits bones parallel. And I'm going to do a little crunch and then just find neutral. Don't find extension, just neutral. So I'm going to crunch and find neutral. Now I am going to start lifting the legs, so I am in supported pelvis here. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to march and bring it down. Now I'm going to add on here, and you're going to decide where you simply have the power to stay there and you don't want to go farther, then that's fine. If I'm feeling good, I'm going to keep that one leg up. I'm going to tabletop the other leg. And now the legs are in tabletop and I'm crunching. If I'm okay, I now will go into a bit more arch and curl. So I'm really supporting that neck. I'm testing the waters on my extension and crunching that in. Still okay. When I open up, I will toe tap one foot down and then crunch in. This is a massive load on the spine, so make sure you're connected here. You could do this, if it was better for you, with the knee marches, with the feet down. If you're okay, the feet are up. Still okay, you know that long straight leg? That's going to be harder, right? Let's go 4 more of whatever you chose. And 3, big breath out. And 2. And 1. Feet go down, lower down. So from here, I want you to creep down on the roller and just kind of put your hands gently on the side, kind of just casual on the side, and give me some windshield washers. So my feet are super far apart here now on the ground. If this is bugging my neck, I'm just going to push that roller and put it in my neckline and go here. So for me, this is just more comfortable. It's just in the nook of my neck. I'm not pushing deep. And now I'm really getting that movement through the knee. So I want you to hold to one side. Hold to one side. And I just want you to move the hip in its socket, internal, external rotation. Just focus on that one hip floating in and out. Let's get that mobility happening in there. They're warm. Now we can test the waters on some mobility. Now let's go ahead and take it to the other side. So for me, again, massive difference between left and right. Inhale, exhale, and then we are going to roller up that thoracic as well. We are going to go to the upper body a bit. In this position, bring your feet into parallel sits, and they can be wider, doesn't really matter. If you take the roller, not on your neck, but a little higher where you feel your occipital bone, and then you kind of do a little no, you tuck your chin in and you get a little no going, so you're on your skull now. You're getting into that nice tension area for a lot of people that carry tension when it comes to migraines, a little bit of headache pattern. Just kind of go side to side. The balls are better for this because they can get right in there, but this is nice. This is still nice. And then breathe that out. We're going to take that roller out from underneath and we're going to place it to the legs. Now, if you're wanting your hand weights to make this to make this harder on the hammies, bring your weights beside you and come back down. Make sure your roller's straight. If you know you've got crampy hamstrings, I'm going to suggest do your feet on the floor. I'm letting my whole arch relax on the roller. I don't want to flare up my toes. My shin will get overly tense. From here, the closer that is to my booty, the more deeper in the hamstring close to your glute you're going to feel. If you want to work harder, you can walk the feet away from your bum, so you can choose. Hand weights up or just arms up, and I'm just going to open and close the arms. So I haven't gone into the lower half yet. I'm just trying flies right over chest line. If you don't have weights, just do the arm movement. We're going to end up slowing that down when we lift. So go ahead, keep the arms reaching to the sky. Give me a slightly supported spine or neutral, and then press the hips up. From here, we're going to butterfly the legs, butterfly the arms. Everything opens and the knees squeeze together when you come up. So that 90-90 warmed up that internal rotation and lateral rotation through that hip. And now we're involving it. So lower down in bridge, booty just flirts, and then squeeze those knees together as you come up. Inhale, exhale. The spine itself is not moving, just the hip and shoulder girdle areas are moving. Let's go 3. See if you can get those knees right together for an inner thigh squeeze. 2. Now on this last one, keep everything squeezing in. Pulse your booty up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open to neutral. Peel the spine down. Stretch out those legs. And then bring your feet more parallel. Sits bones. Grab behind one knee to help you roll up. And then walk those feet farther forward and stretch forward into your hamstrings. Here, again, if this is too aggressive, get rid of the roller. Otherwise, I'm doing that little bum lift from left to right again. I'm going to go into single leg hamstring work. If you don't like the roller, please get rid of it. I'm going to roll it back down, pull the roller in. Really important this time, if you're working your left foot on the roller to start with, heel in line with your sits bone, not out to the side, not too far in. Weights are optional. From here, I'm going to find a supported spine or neutral pelvis. Neutral pelvis or supported pelvis. Lift up, bring up your opposite leg. Balanced, not twisting your pelvis, bring up your arms. I'm going to extend the leg or keep it bent, and the arms go over the head as I toe tap. Now, if that's not happening and you're causing a rib pop, I just want you to keep the arms reaching and then find a spot where you can hold them still without losing your ribs. Movement is always harder. Extend the leg if you're working with it and you're okay with the movement. And my arms are getting bigger now, so I'm reaching as far as I can without touching the floor, and then I'm coming in as far as I can without losing that pelvis. So nice and slow. I could add a point and flex on the foot if I felt like it. Let's go 2 more. Nice big movements, you guys. And on the last one, we're going to keep reaching to the sky. Harder, reach the thigh opposite to the other thigh and hands above the head. Now squeeze that butt cheek. Squeeze, squeeze. Turn it on and off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both feet on the roller. Elbows down, booty down. The leg that's on the roller, cross that into your 4. Cross that into your 4. Push out on that hip. From here, my foot can either stay on the roller. I'm going to move it away and put my foot on the ground. And I'm going to add that stretch into my hip, but I'm going to add some rotation. So I'm bringing this knee all the way across and all the way down, just moving through that hip socket. Or stretching through the hip socket, moving through the pelvis. Now, the leg that's on the ground, take your opposite hand, see if you can grab it, and tuck it underneath your bum. Yep. And now push open on the leg that's in the air. Woo! For me, that's a little TFL action here. Those little side pockets are getting stretched. So if that's tight, maybe I want to waver in and out of that a little bit. So I'm pulling it in a bit and I'm pushing it away. And once I feel happy with it, I'm just going to hold it in the away. There will be a large space underneath your lower back. All good. Don't fight that. Don't try and push your back down. The back does have arch or extension in it, and just allow it to be there. And then slowly unpretzel those legs. Line that roller up right into your sits bones so you know the roller's straight with your body. Push it out a bit, other foot on, or not. Elbows stay anchored until we're up into position. So push yourself up, bring up the leg, start the toe tap or the leg extension. And then once you have that, the arms are reaching, and start the arms in opposition or holding where you feel stable. So we load the spine as everything moves away from the center, and we don't unload, but we decrease the load as we bring it in. It's never unloaded until we go down. So go ahead and make this as big as you would like. Inhale, exhale, squeeze that gluteal of the leg that's on the roller. Keep your pelvis as center as you can. Let's go 4 more, nice and slow, guys. If you're not feeling those glutes, push that hip up a little farther or walk the roller a little farther away from your booty. Now hold everything reaching to the sky, a little harder, arms farther, leg farther, pulse the butt, squeeze, squeeze. 5, 4, zip of those abs, 3, 2, 1. Foot on the roller, arms tall, bring the elbows down, bring the spine down. Relax the weights off. I'm going to move the roller. I'm going to cross the leg that was on the roller. It's crossing now into the 4 stretch. I'm just going to find it happy there. Lateral malleolus is across the quad. And then once I feel I've got that stretch starting to happen nicely, I'm going to use my upper elbow to rotate from left to right. Inhale, exhale as you go. Rotate through that torso. Come into center. If you need to do that more, go ahead. I'm going to take my opposite hand to the foot that's on the floor. I'm going to try and grab it and then place that foot down, and I'm going to open to the hip. Ooh, this one's not happy with me. So to run away from it, I go into a massive arch. Be mindful, I mean, the arch is fine, but don't run away so far that your back is like, like a size of a watermelon underneath it. And then just open that knee in and out. This is getting to that TFL a little bit. That ends up being a real culprit for a lot of people. We don't even realize it. Couple inhales, exhales, and then we're going to use that roller for our rollovers. So go ahead and unpretzel yourself. Pull the roller into the booty one more time. Press the hips. Get it into your sacrum. So it's not my lower back where I'm arched. I actually find just doing this very gently feels really good in getting that. Like, go ahead and try it. Just be very careful. If you've got any issues specifically in the spine, probably not one you want to get into, but I'm allowing my belly button to be in line with the roller, and I'm allowing this big anterior tilt to occur. And then I've laterally rotated out my hips, and I'm just sort of dripping them off to the side. I'm just hanging out here. Just hanging out here, inviting some extension back into my spine because we were just holding supported and neutrals, right? Now, bring the feet back into power. Push that roller so now it's more on the sacrum, the hard, flat part of your spine. Hold the edges. Find a slightly supported spine. Knee fold one leg, knee fold the other. So remember, you could do toe tap, cross one leg, little hip lift, or full rollovers. So I need you to go where you feel comfortable. So I'm going to start with rollovers. My legs are tight. I'm going to reach those legs out. Inhale as they come up towards the sky. I'm going to exhale, over it goes. Feeling a little tight here. Hang out here in your plow for a moment and get that nice little stretch. If that's not happening in your spine, just continue your movement. And then peel it down vertebrae by vertebrae. Get anchored on the roller. Reach that away. Don't lose your rib hip. Inhale up. You can bend the knees too, right? Exhale. You can bend the knees to come up. It's okay to push into your hands. If you're okay on the neck and can touch down, do so. If not, don't. Laterally rotate, open the legs a bit. Peel it down. Anchor that tailbone. I'm still open in the legs. I'm going to reach them away. Bring my legs together. Inhale up. Exhale over. Now, if you don't need the roller, go ahead and remove it. Laterally rotate. You don't have to use it. The roller's helping a little bit because it brings your pelvis up. From here in straight to the sky, I'm going to circle. Inhale up. Exhale over. Touch. Laterally rotate. Peel it down. Tailbone anchors, or I guess sacrum anchors. Circle. Those legs are heavy. Tighten that core. Bend the knees in. Fold one down. Fold the other. Push the roller out from underneath the tush. Grab behind those legs. Roll it up. So we're going to roll that back a little bit before we go into our extension, which will actually help our extension. So now I've got my feet just comfortable. They can be as wide as you want. I'm tucking my head in, and I'm just going to roller. Just make sure your weights, etc., aren't in the way of your movement of the roller. So my butt is up. As I'm going down towards the neck, not on the neck, I'm going to lift my hips a little bit. My knees are going to get a good flexion, and I'm just going to play a bit there. And then I'm going to lower my bum as I come towards the bottom of the ribs. So I just sort of shift my torso as I'm doing this, the height of it. You also will notice that your whole body will start to move backward on the mat. Just walk your legs with it. Not a big deal. When it's in line with the bottom of the shoulder blade, plant your booty down, and I just want you to roll into that lat line. Oh. So if you got any breast tissue that's getting in the way, just take your hand and gently pull that to the side, so when you go over, it's not uncomfortable, right? So I'm just focusing on one side as I roll right now, really trying to get it. So I'm tighter here staying in this lateral position than I am towards the back. So that's where I'm going to stay. So I need you to figure out where you're tighter. Now, my whole lat line is quite tight, so I've put my booty down, my feet are in tight, my elbow is supporting my neck, and I'm just going to roll, and it's actually going into the side of my arm slightly, and that's where the lat's attached. This can be really ugly. Inhale, exhale, just roll that out a little bit. So extension work is resisted by tightness through all the thoracic muscles, all the muscles that attach in that thoracic area. So as we roll that out, we'll gain more mobility in our extension and in the movement of our shoulders. Put that butt down. Your roller might be completely crooked. Reset it. And let's just start with that side roll initially. Again, any breast tissue in the way, just grab your hand on the boob, move it out of the way. All the way over, all the way back. We don't roll through the armpit. Too many lymph nodes happening in there. We're going to stay off of that. We're actually going down. If you can see here, this is sort of where I'm running. Once I start the forward and backwards movement, this is where I'm running, not through my armpit. So once you find some treasures, hang out there. And kind of, if it's one spot, just hang out and do a little choo-choo on it. If it's just that whole range, push in and out. You may physically not be able to move the roller. If you're super tight, you might just have to sit on treasures. Inhale, exhale as you do it. One last one, and then bring yourself to tall. And we won't need the roller for the extension, so you can just move it off to the side. And we're going to come over onto our bellies. My mat is totally crooked now. Coming onto our bellies. My hands are in, my forehead is into my hands. I'm just going to wiggle. So let's go ahead and just do a floppy here, you guys. You've done floppies with me many times. Hands are by the side, legs are laterally rotated, open as comfortable. And I'm just going to come up a little bit. Don't squeeze the glutes. Don't pull the abs in. See how that feels. If your back's like, yep, that's pretty good. Hip flexors aren't fighting you. Glutes aren't death gripping. Then come a little higher. I don't really care if your elbows are all funny bent and your shoulders around your ears. I'm more so looking for the extension in the spine than I am worried about the form and pulling up on the abs, right? Floppy's a whole different ball game from swan. Lengthen it up. Allow that movement to happen in the spine. Couple breaths there. If you want to hold, you can. If you want to move in and out from it, you can. If you want to bring the hands closer down. There is nothing wrong with my neckline looking up. The neck does extend. Go ahead. And gently come down. So let's go more active into our swan. Bend your knees so your heels come into your booty. Laterally rotate out and then reach to the corners of your mat. And I like to look and make sure I'm somewhat parallel because I do not extend my glutes and hamstrings equally. I have a dumbass side, literally dumbass. Hands by my shoulders, abs pulled in, glutes slightly squeezing. I'm going to lengthen. Now maybe in the lengthen I keep my pubic bone down. Maybe I extend my elbows a little bit more and come a bit higher. It's all good. And then lengthen to come down. Let's do glider 1. If you want to do glider 2 twice, go ahead. I'm going to do glider 1 here. I'm going to look off to one side, pull those abs in, drop your shoulders, and gently come down. And let's go again. Lengthen up, pull those abs in nice and strong. Peek one way, and bring it down. Now we're going to bend the opposite heel as to tush of the direction you are looking. Hold. Oh, lovely. Reach it long. One more time. Bring it up. Nice strong hold. Bring it down. Beautiful. Stay in the down. Bring your legs in a little closer. Still slightly laterally rotated, but a little closer together. Reach those legs actively. Now, if that's difficult, put them down, but still straighten the knees, squeeze the glutes, lift the abs. From here, reach your arms down beside you. So you're a torpedo. Touch your nose, but don't let your shoulders sink. Shoulders are reaching. And then lengthen up. Touch down. Exhale, lengthen up. So now our arms are no longer assisting the back extensor muscles in order to lift. Now, if your body's like, yeah, got this, and you have a small lateral going, go ahead and reach those legs actively to join the party. Now, I lift one leg higher than the other, and I don't always notice it. Sometimes it's difficult to know if you're squeezing and lifting the legs equally. If you have a dumbass side, that leg is probably not lifting as high. If you're ever not sure, videotape yourself doing this little exercise. Now go ahead and hold in the up, and we're just going to lower lift the arms. The legs are staying reaching, and we're lowering, lifting the arms. Let's go 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands forward, push back into your child's pose. Or if the back's feeling good, come up more into that beach pose. Inhale, exhale for me, relax off the neck, and we're going to do a little bit of cat-cow to thigh stretch because the roller's just brilliant for that. That looks yummy, Denise. That's where we're going. Bring your roller, place it in front. I've got a little lateral rotation going. I'm going to come down to my roller, push it away, and then lengthen that out, dropping into the shoulders. So if you're really tight, you can sit back here. Ideally, we hinge forward. Don't go so far forward you feel you're going to land on your face. I want you to be able to get the shoulders down deep. So my roller's just kind of on my forearm, but not right to my wrists. Inhale, exhale here as I shift my weight back and forth. Drop your tailbone. Try to avoid sitting down on your bum so you're getting that little flexion as you come up. And then find your rib hip check. Lean back in your thighs. Feeling okay? Lengthen your thoracic. Still okay. I'm not going to lift the roller. I'm just going to open the arms and extend. Bring that right back in. Pull up with the quad. Let's go one more time. Push that away. Inhale, exhale. Now in this position, if it's like, oh, I need some rotation, don't be super far out. Kind of hinge your hips back a little bit. Tuck your head and your arm through the roller. So I've gone into my thread the needle, but this one hand is just resting. Not a lot of weight is into it. One more big inhale. And then gently press it all the way out. Get your other hand in place. Thread your needle and dip down. Couple inhales, exhales. Rotate that spine. Press into that upper arm a little bit. Pull it all the way back. Go ahead and just leave your roller. Rib hip. Test the waters on your thighs. On this one, I'm going to play a bit. Sorry. Before you go back, curl your toes. Curl your toes. The wider my legs are, the more forgiving this will be on my stretch. The more parallel and closer my legs are, the harder it's going to be on my shoulder stretch. I'm going to thigh stretch back and then try and find, by hinging at my hips a bit, I'm going to find my feet. Try not to do one then the other, because then it's really hard to come back into parallel. So hinge back so you feel your quad a bit. Find your hands on your ankles and then lift your breastbone. Beautiful. Yeah. Couple inhales, exhales. Now if that is super hard, I put the roller here and I put my hands on my roller. Fair game. And then gently come up. So let's do it again. If you need that roller, use it. Otherwise, hinge back. Unless you can go back equally, hinge back, place the hands, press into position. Big breath. Little extra bang on the shoulders. When you're back here, if you notice your ankles sickling, see if you can pull your inside of the ankles together a bit, and it pulls your shoulders more. Big breath here. And then slowly bring yourself out. Keeping the toes curled, hands on the floor. Press into your down dog. Prance a little bit. Let's get that calf stretched out. Relax your shoulders away. Walk your feet slowly into your hands. Bend your knees as you need to. Supported or unsupported ragdoll. Go ahead. I always go supported. Look through your legs. Feel that dangle. Let your head just at the very top. Right? So there's no tension. I'm not looking at the floor. That's extension in the neck. I'm just letting it dangle upside down inverted. Bend those knees. Slowly drift to tall. Woo. Give a few little wiggles. Shake it. Let everything jiggle. Let her jiggle. Don't be shy about it. Right? And then nice big breath. Inhale as we come up. Lift the heart. Exhale. Hands down center. Heart. And we are done.